Just to finish us off here, we did the top 5 Australian fast bowling Ashes quicks since 1970. I think we need to do the English one. It was funny enough, and maybe to a degree, Australia's probably been more dominant, in that 55-year period. That not many of the English quicks had taken over 50 wickets. But Diz, do you want to start us off? Did you use your metrics for this again?
Yes, Flem, thank you. And look, I did my research and I did a deep dive. And yes, I look, as I've said, I like to keep it. You guys look at gut feel, impact on series or games, which are great metrics. I just thought, just to be different, I'll look at it purely from a statistical point of view. And it's come up with some interesting numbers, combining strike rates, economy rates, averages. I've come up with my top 5. I've got a couple of honourable mentions.
Yeah.
Simon Jones played that iconic 2005 Ashes series, but he only played 5 Ashes tests, which were those 5 matches. But he did get 19 wickets at 21, but his strike rate, boys, would you believe, was 34.4, which is incredible. Incredible strike rate. Just shows what an impact he had on that series against us. But my criteria, I thought, I looked at number of wickets or whatever, but I went with 15 games. I was consistent with so I've gone that. So without further ado, my number 5, the 5th player is Darren Goff. Highlight for me there, he's got the best strike rate of all the English fast bowlers. So other than obviously I just mentioned Simon Jones, but yeah, Darren Goff, 52.8 as a strike rate.
Wow.
Number 4, I've gone a guy who's got 153 wickets from 40 Ashes tests, and that's Stuart Broad. Average 28, strike rate, very good, 54.4. Number 3, I've gone another one who's got a lot of Ashes wickets, Sir Ian Botham, 148 wickets, strike rate of 57, average 27. Number 2, one of my favourite bowlers to imitate in the nets, the late, great, bustling Bob Willis. Wonderful bowler.
Great man.
128 wickets from 35 Ashes tests, with a very good average of 26, and a lower economy rate. But the number 1, boys, for me, this one might surprise you a little bit, but I've gone, he just satisfied the criteria, 15 tests, 66 wickets at 24. The great Dennis Lilly's hero when he was younger, John Snow.
Correct.
Averaged 24 with the ball, strike rate of 58, economy rate quite low of 2.5. So I've gone John Snow as my number 1.
Yeah, Dennis, a big fan, wasn't he, of John Snow?
Huge fan of John Snow, yeah.
Pidge,
so that's my top 5, boys.
No, I like it.
Random there, Diz, apparently was very good in the cold as well.
Boom.
Badumch.
Hey. How is your stand-up career going, Pidge? Pidgey, take us through your top 5, mate.
Yeah, top 5. The first thing I say, I looked through the top 30 wicket takers in Ashes cricket, and 20 of them are Australian.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a massive difference, and the averages are quite a contrast as well, which I thought was quite unique considering the Duke ball. But I do think it's easier to go from bowling the Cooker ball to bowling the Duke than to bowl the Duke and come and bowl with the Kookaburra. Sure. So we'll see how the guys go. So I probably a little bit more gut feel as well. I looked at the stats, and the stats weren't they weren't overly flattering. So I'm going to throw, Jimmy Anderson in there at number 5. Jimmy, I think he got better as his career went on in the Ashes. He's only young when he started. I think he struggled with the Cooker for a while. But I think towards the end started to get a little bit better. So I'm put Jimmy, what's he got? The most wickets by a fast bowler in the history of the game.
Respect.
Something like 188 test matches in itself is unbelievable. So I threw Jimmy in at number 5. Goffey, Darren Goff, number 4. Only played 17 tests, as you said, Diz. But just that impact, he loved the big stage and sort of that aggression that he showed, and he enjoyed it. So he's my number 4. Number 3, I've thrown Bobby Willis in there. You remember, Bobby, that unwinnable test match where he and both of them scored the runs, and then Bobby just tore in like a man possessed.
8 for 43. Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So, Bobby Willis, 128 wickets from the 35 tests. I struggle. My 1 and 2, they could be the other way around, but I put Stuart Broad in at number 2. Broady, the leading wicket taker in Ashes series for an English bowler, 153 from 40 tests. The man that all Australians love to hate. I think he winds them up every chance he gets. So he's coming out this summer as well. So we'll see Broady quite a bit. And my number 1 is Lord Ian Botham. Beefy. When you look at his stats for an all-rounder, to take 148 Test wickets, Ashes wickets from 36 games, that's nearly the most by an English bowlers. So I put him in at number 1.
It's a good top 5, Pidge.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I there's no surprise. It's just the order for me. It was interesting. If I pick my top 5 English bowlers who I admired, Jimmy Anderson would be maybe 1 or 2. But it's interesting looking at his Ashes record. It's not fantastic. 1 good series out here and 1 at home. So number 5 is Dazza Goff. That first series, Pidge, 94-95, it was almost like the fast bowling English version of Warney. He had so much charisma, fast outswingers. He knocked me over first ball with an innie in Sydney. It was fast, could bowl naturally reverse with that slinging action. Good bouncer. Charismatic. He wasn't afraid to refer to himself in the third person, Eva Goffey, which we love.
And very competitive as well, Flem, wasn't he?
Yeah, and at times I think he struggled with a backup bowler. Like Ando and Broady always had each other. But that 6 for Sydney was brilliant, and he smashed 50 against us as well, that test match. But his batting sort of dropped off in the end. Number 4 would have been higher if I could have added in all his Ashes, but I'm with you, Diz, John Snow. When Dennis Lilly, our idol, says that was his idol, 79 wickets at 26. He got 7 for 40 in a Sydney test match. He was fast, hostile, nasty. He actually hit a few. Terry Jenner knocked him out at the SCG. Ian Chappell, one of the few bowlers, Ian Chappell said, he'd put away the hook shot. And Ian was known as one of our best short ball hookers and pullers that we've seen. So I'd love to have seen him live, John Snow. Number 3, 3-2-1 like you, Pidge. They could have rotated. I've gone the lordship, Sir Ian Botham. That record's got to be respected. 148 wickets, a 6 for at the whacker. He got a 5 for 1 in one spell in 81 to knock him over. Great outswingers. And even in 1985, he all of a sudden started bowling fast. He bowled with genuine heat throughout that series. Number 2, Bobby Willis. Who can ever forget that 8 for at Headingley? He wasn't even going to get a game. It was only that Mike Brearley, he wasn't in the squad, and I think Mike Brearley rang him, are you fit? So Brearley had to talk the selectors into playing him.
Wow.
But as you said, in the backyard, if you're doing Dennis Lilly, you're doing Tomo, you're doing Max Walker, you had to do Bobby Willis, didn't
Correct. You? Absolutely.
But fast, ugly bounce, dismissed Greg Chappell a lot. And number 1, Stuart Broad. I love his record home and away. Also, I loved his ability to upskill. Even in that last Ashes series, he thought Smith and Labuschagne would be vulnerable to outswingers. So he worked on an outie and he got them out with outswingers. And then he was one of the first to try that wobble seam around the wicket. Dave Warner just could not combat him in English conditions. So that's me, Stuart Broad at number 1.
Yep. No, that's a great top 5, Flem, as well. So well done.